Do you want to say hello? Hello, and welcome to another episode of Abby, the podcast lady. Today we have a special guest. If you're watching the video version, my sweet Normie boy is with me, my dog Norman. He is sitting on my lap as I record this at the lake. We are doing another lake cast today, and I just wanted to do a little musing about what's going on with Abbey Graves Productions lately, because we are coming up on a pretty big milestone. By the time this airs, we will have passed it. It's the week of, but in August of 2023 is when I really started taking on my first quote unquote real clients in my podcasting business. And this time of year is such a special one for me because it's that yearly milestone of like a huge thing happening in my life. And I just kind of wanted to give you a little background on what that looked like and just kind of have a living journal experience of that to look back on and reminisce, and a year from now look back and realize how different things are. So let's rewind here to January of 2023. That's when I started my first podcast. That's when I started The Small Town Tourist, and I was having so much fun. It was basically just a way for me to keep my audio and speaking skills up after I had left being a radio DJ, and I was having a great time with it. It was basically just interviewing people in their small towns, doing things that I thought were cool and interesting and worthy of sharing with an audience. And I just had a great time making that show, and it introduced me to so many cool people. But because I did that, I then met, well, I didn't meet, I already knew her, my friend Liz, who was my doctor at the time, but also running a really cool and unique cut flower farm in St. Joseph. And I had her on the show, and she had been thinking about doing a podcast, didn't know how, but I knew how. So we just kind of sat there, and I used her as my guinea pig, really, to figure out how can I help other people make podcasts. I never, when I was doing that, I never, ever, ever anticipated it turning into a full-blown business that would be my primary source of income. Like, never in a million years was that the plan. It was just literally me knowing how to do something and wanting to help other people do that thing as well, because I was having such a great time with it. I'm like, I can help other people have a great time with it as well. So that was super fun. And then what happened was we had been working together. I wasn't charging her anything. I was doing it all for free just because I believed in it. She believed in it. We believed in each other. It was a fun thing to do on the side. And she then had her friend Amanda on her show to talk about what Amanda was doing when it came to being a public speaker and being an advocate for ranchers, rural America, and agriculture and that sort of thing. And Amanda was on Liz's show, and Amanda's like, well, how are you making this podcast? How are you doing what you're doing? Because I want to do it too. And that introduced me to Amanda. And I had posted something about like helping other people with their podcasts, because by that point, after 8 months of working with Liz, I had kind of figured out like, okay, here's what it takes to get your podcast off the ground, keep it going, keep consistent with it. What kind of promotional materials are needed for this sort of thing? And so I had posted that I was willing to help people with it, and I was charging such a minuscule amount to do this. And my cousin Megan reached out. A podcast had been on her heart for a very, very long time, and she took a leap of bravery. She took a bet on herself, and she reached out to me, and she's like, I want to do this. Can you help me? And so I started helping her. So those were my first like real paying clients. And that's what gave me this taste of, oh, like I can do this. And I thought it was just going to be a part-time thing for a very long time. Actually, at that time, I was fully anticipating working my government job for a very long time. I'm like, I'm just going to do this on the side. It'll help me flex that creative muscle. But before I knew it, I had taken on yet another client in addition to Amanda and Megan, and then that snowballed into yet another client. And before you knew it, I was working not only my 40-hour job a week, but I was also coming home and editing until like the wee hours of the morning, trying to get all this extra work done in addition to what I was doing. And it just turned into this beautiful business that I have today. And I was able to go full time with it within 9 months of going from that August to the following June. Yeah, that would have been about 9 months. And I took it full time with a roster of clients, and it was just so amazing. And this time of year really has me nostalgic and in my feels about that process, because little Abby, and I say little Abby, it was only a handful of years ago, and I'm a 31-year-old lady. But I mean, that girl didn't know what she didn't know. And I think we're all on this beautiful journey of like trying things out and not necessarily knowing what's going to come from it. Like, I could have never anticipated being where I'm at today, getting to speak on stage at Podfest about doing what I do, about sharing my ideas, sharing what I've created for people and how I help people and the systems that I use to do that work. Like, I could have never imagined sharing that with an audience in Orlando, Florida. I could have never imagined meeting the people that I do. I could have never imagined a roster of clients who I work with, not only across the country, but also the world. I worked with cattle ranchers in Australia on their show. Like, I became a worldwide podcast producer. Like, I never anticipated that when I just took the simple bet of starting my own podcast. Like, I just truly wanted a creative outlet and to share a message that I believed in. And it turned into so many beautiful, amazing things. So I guess kind of the overall message I have for you on this podcast today is take that bet on yourself, because you never know what's going to happen. Like, truly. And I could go on and on about this, but I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't charge this camera that I'm recording on, and it is flashing yellow at me and it's going, hey, we're out of battery. That's just real life. Sometimes inspiration strikes and you just got to record when you can with what you have. But I just wanted to take some time to reflect on the podcast this week about how far Abbey Graves Productions has come in such a short amount of time. I'm genuinely excited about where the future is heading. Mentioning betting on yourself, taking a bet on yourself, starting your show. I do have the Bet on Your Podcast course that is now available through my school platform. If you want to take it there, I am building a separate online community and platform to take it there later. That'll be available for launch later, but I wanted to put it on School, SKOOL. Link in the show notes below if you wanted to just get right into it right away and didn't want to wait for all the extra community to be built around it. If you're just ready to, if you're sitting here going, I need to take the plunge, I need to take the bet on my podcast and just go for it, because nothing's going to come from waiting any longer. If you want to go through that course, it is available. You can get it on School. I'm actually offering a little bit of a discount on it now, as it's just kind of hanging out there. The price will be increasing. So now is honestly a great time to take advantage of that. So go forth if that is something you're interested in. But truly, if you take nothing else from this show ever, take the bet on yourself, take a bet on making a podcast, because it can turn into some truly amazing opportunities. It can help you meet some truly amazing people in this world and build those connections that you just never know what's going to come from them. If anything comes from it, it could just be a really great friendship or someone in your corner cheering you on, or it could turn into speaking opportunities. You just never know unless you take that bet and start making that podcast. So if you're ready to bet on your podcast, be sure you check out the Bet on Your Podcast course. It is down in the show notes below. Or if you want to wait and you're like, I don't know about this, I'm not quite ready, there will be an additional community built for it coming later this year. But that's where I'm at, going into kind of officially year 3 of being a podcast producer for other people. I know it's like year 2 of self-employment for me. I have very weird timelines and multiple anniversaries, but I'm okay with that, because I think life is for the living and worth celebrating. So celebrate those milestones, reflect, look back, think about where you've been and how it's going to shape where you're going, because what gets measured gets managed, as my friend Liz says. And I think it's important to reflect, but also use those reflections to look ahead and plan for big things in the future with big dreams and big goals. And I am working on some of that right now, doing a little journaling work as I'm sitting here podcasting. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where it goes, what new clients come, what new friendships are made. I genuinely love helping people make their podcasts. Like, I was just texting a client today. She's like, it's all in the folder. I don't know. I don't want to do anything with it. I'm like, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. I love making podcasts. So just let me handle this. And it's just so great to work with clients who put their trust in me to make some really amazing content and share some really big ideas. So that's it. That's all I got to say. My camera is literally about to DIE on me. So I'll catch you next week on the next episode of Abby the Podcast Lady. Say bye, Normie. Bye. He's a sweaty boy. It is hot out at the lake.